All right, so what I got in the messages on the last soup recipe was more soup, please. All right, more soup it is. This here is creamy sausage, bacon, and bean soup. Yeah, more bacon. A lot of sausage and bacon in here. It's a creamy, delicious soup. There's a little bit of Parmesan cheese. There's cream in there. All kinds of goodies. Good hearty winter soup. Really nice. With a piece of bread like this. Just dip a piece of baguette in there. Well, that's the way to eat soup. That is delicious. Let's go in the kitchen and make some right now. All right, here's the ingredients for our creamy sausage, bacon, and cannellini bean soup. Now, what we've got here, well, first of all, across the front, there is here a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We don't need much salt because we've got salt in the bacon, we got salt in the broth, and we got the Parmesan cheese. So a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 2 teaspoons of dried basil, 2 tablespoons of flour, 5 cloves of garlic thinly sliced. Over here, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 ounce or about 30 grams of Parmesan cheese grated, 6 ounces or 170 grams of bacon block cut into about 1/4 inch thick sticks, or about 5 millimeters. And over here I've got 2/3 of a pound or 300 grams of a cooked sausage. Any kind of sausage is fine. And that's been sliced about 1/4 inch or 5 millimeters thick. Now, if you're going to use a raw sausage, that's fine too. Just make sure you cook it a bit longer. Make sure it's fully cooked before you finish off the soup. And then across here, we've got 1 onion chopped. Now, today is actually a little bit of a big onion, but any size is fine. Over here, I've got 1 15-ounce can of cannellini beans, long white beans, and they've been rinsed and drained. And then for the liquids, across the back here, I've got 4 cups or about 2 15-ounce cans of chicken stock or chicken broth. And here I've got 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream. It's about 35% heavy cream. And over here I've got my medium-sized pot. So first thing I'm going to do is we're going to bring that up to medium heat. And then I'm going to add in the olive oil. Now, to the olive oil, I want to add the onions. And the bacon. The sausages. Oops. And the sausages. Wow, that's pretty full up ready. So, that should cook for about 8 to 10 minutes so you've browned everything a little bit. Now, I'm using my medium pan, and there's a lot of ingredients in there. It might take a little bit longer. Really just look and see, are we getting a little bit of browning on everything? Then we're ready to go. All right, see you, I'd say probably just going to take about 12 minutes. See you then. All right, so that's browned a little bit. The onions are soft. It's been just a little over 10 minutes because I say this is a bit of a smaller pot. Bigger pot, it'll cook a little quicker. You won't have as much, you have more area for everything to cook on. Now what we want to do is I'm going to put in the salt, the pepper, the basil, the garlic, and the flour. Stir this, and I'm going to cook it for just about 2 to 3 minutes. I just want to cook off the flour a bit. Just get it, so get rid of the raw taste of the flour. And then we're going to add in those liquids and the beans. So, see you back here in about 2 to 3 minutes. See you then. All right, that's been cooking for a few minutes. I've been stirring it. Smelling good in here. What I want to do now is I want to add in the broth here, and just add it a little bit at first. Because what I want to do, of course, is get rid of anything that is browned onto the bottom. It's a lot of flavor in there. So just deglaze that bottom a bit. Just stir around, just scraping across the bottom and loosening any food bits on there. Okay, and then in goes the rest of the broth. Oh, we got a bit of the chicken broth bits left at the bottom here. Let's get that all out. Lots of flavor in there too. All right, so get that in there. Got a little stir. Gonna add in those beans. Now what I want to do, bring this up to a simmer, and then I'm going to put the lid on it, simmer that for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we'll be back here. We're going to add in the rest, and then we're ready to eat. All right, so that's been simmering for about 10 minutes. Just a little bit under, actually, but it's looking pretty good. Give it a little, that pot is hot. Give it a little stir. Look at that. That is looking delicious. So what I'm going to do now is going to add in the cream. Stir that in. And let's add in that Parmesan cheese. Stir that in. Oh, that's going to be nice and creamy now. All right, what I'm going to do now is just cook this for about another 5 minutes. I just want to thicken it up a little bit. Remember, we've got that flour in there before, so we made a bit of a roux. Now with the cream in there, it's going to start thickening up a little bit. Also, we're going to melt that cheese. Just going to add a lot of flavor throughout there. All right, see you back here in 5 minutes. All right, that's been simmering away for about 5 minutes. I'm stirring it occasionally. Look at that, thickening up a bit. It's a perfect soup. So, let's serve some up. Grab a bowl. Grab a ladle. Look at that. Big chunks of sausage and bacon in there. Got the cannellini beans in there. Oh, it's just a hearty, delicious winter soup. There we go. There we go. So, this is your delicious sausage, bacon, and bean soup. Nice little hearty winter treat. Let's have a taste of that. Delicious. All right, so if you enjoyed this recipe, want to see some more, stick around. There's a lot more here on the Kuma's Kitchen YouTube channel. And these are all original Kevin Riley recipes. Some of them from years and years ago. I'm sharing them all here in Kuma's Kitchen. So go, help yourself. Also, make sure you subscribe because every Monday there's a new original recipe coming out. And if you're not yet a patron, well, consider becoming one for as little as $3 a month. You can be supporting this creation of all these video recipes, but also you get all the cool stuff that the patrons get right now inside the patreon.com feed. So go, make this creamy soup and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.